Well, hi there. I'm just gonna make some sugar cookies. It's the COVIDs, and I like baking. What I'm gonna do is gonna show you the trick that I have making any kind of cookie, really. I freeze them. I roll them in a log, I freeze them, I slice them, I bake them. So, this is the process of sugar cookies. So I got the KitchenAid stand mixer. I'm gonna just put my paddle attachment on. Good old stand mixerino here. Cream the butter. Alright, nice room temperature butter. And then I'm gradually adding my sugar and beating in between additions. Things are going crazy. Look at that. Alright. Just a little bit of sugar, a little bit of stirring. A little bit at a time. This dough specifically needs to be chilled before you bake it off anyway. I roll my dough into a log shape, throw it in the freezer, and I just slice off like a dozen cookies and bake them. And then it's a quick dessert option. It just makes sense for us. I just like sharing my little tips and tricks in the kitchen for the old home baker. Well, this is fluffing up really well. Oh, the motor skipped in. This is really fluffy. Okay, sugar has gone in, folks. Just gonna let it go, like frozen. Make sure you're dissolving all the sugar. So my recipe's from Five Roses Cookbook, which pretty much all of my no-fail recipes come from. I use a lot of Five Roses flour if I can get it. I really enjoy their recipes. My pizza recipe, my bread recipe, this recipe for sugar cookies, chocolate chip cookies, pastry. I even do my pie crust, tart crust, using those recipes. So no fail. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Grandma, for handing down those recipe books. They're awesome. Looks like this is all whipped in. We are at add egg yolk. See, now the reason why I have egg yolks, I've been on a bit of a baking streak. Just gonna whip these up. I made macarons this week, which is really weird because it's not something I would normally do. They're a pretty fancy meringue that I've never attempted. Baked with Mom. We've done meringues, and it's a temperamental dough that you are working with. Anyway, it calls for egg whites, not the yolks. I have leftover yolks. I knew the sugar cookie recipe called for yolks. We needed cookies because we're out of logs, cookie logs. So here we are. Moving on, add the yolk, then the dry. Well, that's easy peasy. I gotta tell you, a stand mixer is a huge game changer when it comes to any cooking, but baking and cookies specifically, because I make multiple batches. I'm not just making one batch of a dozen cookies. I'm making 4 times the amount of cookies usually. It also helps at Christmas. You can do your baking ahead. You're like, oh, I'm in the mood, but I don't want to bake anything off. Make up your cookie dough in November, freeze it in a log, slice and bake as you need in the holiday throes of it. I have baking powder, salt, got those guys in, and we're gonna start, just gonna alternate, right? So we're not putting everything in. Oh, my shield. Now there's controversy on the shield. I've heard pros and cons, but I gotta tell you, I really like it because it really does contain the flour and it doesn't poof back up in your face. And people with glasses and flour poofing. No, it's no fun. I think it's time to add the milk. Well, these cookies are going to be really good. So we're going to put some frostings on these, or icings. Tim and I have had the grand debate many times, over and over. The difference between frosting and icing, I'll let you handle that in your own world. Okay, a bit more milk here. So much cookie dough. Put the last of my flour in. Lid on. Oh, we're poofing. So much flour. Just gonna scrape down the sides again. I have a little bit of milk left, and it's pretty sticky, so I am going to use it. Here we are. Vanilla after this. That's what we got to put in here. Just 1 to let that go. We have dough. We have sugar cookie dough, and that's it. I'm going to put it on some parchment paper, roll it into a log. If you don't get a complete circle, the kids don't care. With the right frosting, I think anybody would. I'm going to go ahead and get this out on some parchment paper and pop this into the freezer.